There is absolutely no way this item sold for what it sold for, based on everything that I was dealing with over the last month and listing the item the way I did. There's no way that it sold. Now I'm going to tell you about that. I'm going to show you my workspace that I promised you guys I was going to show you, but then I'm also going to tell you about that item as well. So stay tuned. So without any further ado, let's go. So this is my office. Well, the garage that I was telling you guys about. Now real quick, I'm going to give you a little tour. That's the walkway in and out of the garage. And on this side, you have a lot of stuff that hasn't been listed. Those totes are listed, and I know where those are. But I'm going through those records you guys know about. And those are the ones that I still have to go through. I think I'm probably about a third of the way through. Those are listed on my other account. And these here, I'm going to give a second look. Maybe they're not in the greatest condition, and maybe just go ahead and like sell them in lots. Maybe like artists and or different genres. We have a lot of stuff that's old. See that Henry the Fourth Part 1, a lot of Shakespeare stuff, and I'm certain that people are going to like that. So now we kind of move over here and we see all this stuff. You see these totes here? All those totes. I got one tote with clothing I have to go through, and I just threw that up there before the video, so that's my mess we're talking about. But all this, all those totes, even the ones back there, are full of just liquidation merchandise that I have to go through, and it's just various stuff. Nothing crazy. It's a lot of the stuff that I get in my totes. Find items anywhere between $10, $15 on up to a couple hundred, and I've been finding that constantly. So that should hold me over at least for a little while. Now, as I come through, you guys see my air conditioner. That's my portable AC unit. It's 115 degrees here today. So thankfully, I have that. Otherwise, it's just, I tried to come out here when we first moved without this AC unit, and it is just a mess. And speaking of mess, I do apologize for my mess here, but I just want to show you the layout that I have. Now, this is not my main computer. It's a little gaming laptop that I've had for a little while. This is that little station, that stand-up desk that I picked up about a year ago, and it's well worth it. It goes up and down, that type of thing, so it's kind of cool. This is my makeshift area for clothing, believe it or not. So what I'll do is I have the two lights here. Okay, I don't sell a lot of clothing, but I want a place to put my stuff, to take photos when I do, and I suppose I can maybe put a different hanger a little lower. But what I do is, on the stuff that I can hang, I'm going to hang it. And you see the black tape. Now, it's a little wonky, I know. But my thought is, you hang the garment, and I did this for a snowsuit I actually recently sold. Okay, so I hang it there, and then the arms, I use the black tape. Now, I'm probably going to use the Gorilla tape that I just picked up. But I tape it on the wall, and I roll it up so it's like a double-sided tape. And so that holds the arms in place, right there. And that will hold the legs in place. And I think it worked brilliantly for a heavy snowsuit. So I was really, really pleased with that. And that's kind of what I had in mind here, because I just wanted a separate space for photos. I was going to do the flat lay with the utility cloth, but I decided that I was not going to go that route. And you can see I got my different rolls. I need to order some more from American Bubble Boy. Have my angel stuff here, so you can see. And sorry about that, I'm using my gimbal, so it's kind of wonky too. But have that going on. Have my television here, and this is really just my photo booth right here. I mean, looking at this spot right here, it's just a simple fold-out white table. And it works because I use that background removal tool. Now if we swing back around, and let's see if this thing will work for me. Here are my racks. Now this isn't my only inventory. If we work our way, I have this thing set up to where, now that's my tool box over there, but aside from that, I got my inventory set up literally in a circle. Every rack is numbered, and that's kind of how I do it. Now this rack right here, it's a receiving rack, okay? And I can open the garage, and that essentially, when I'm unloading, I'll just load it into these large racks, and it's ready to list. Now I got a lot of boxes here. In fact, show you one thing that I'm doing. I have this piece of cardboard, okay? And it's not just a piece of cardboard. It's basically, it's a fold-out piece of cardboard, and I'm using that for my records that I'm selling. So what I plan on doing is I plan on taking these boxes, and there's some pretty big boxes. Instead of throwing them out, I'm not going to maybe but keep a couple of them because they're just like they're 23 by 20s. I'm going to go ahead and make as many of these out of them as I can. I'm going to use that as a template and then just store those, because if you ever priced these cardboard pieces for records, they run about 50 cents a piece. If I'm dealing with hundreds of records, I'm not trying to spend hundreds of dollars. And of course, this isn't going to cut it, but it'll get me started. And I'll get some more boxes with my liquidation lots. I mean, this is just my stuff. There's nothing special, as you can see, about what I sell. Just a lot of random liquidation stuff. I check the comps, make sure that they are worth listing, and I list it. Okay, it's simple as that. I don't get emotionally attached to any of the things that I sell. I don't sell stuff that I want to keep myself. There's times that I do. I come across that stuff in my pallets, but there's times where I'll sell the strangest things. Like, for instance, I just recently sold this item. It is anybody heard of this before? It's a bat house. Anybody hear of a bat house? And it's like this little wooden house, and I guess the bats like crawl up underneath and sleep in them. I didn't get much for it, but I thought it was just strange. Put your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on that. Is there anything like that you've recently sold that when you're listing it, you're just like, wow, what is this thing? So was very surprised to see that, and it sold very, very fast. This is just a video today, me showing you my garage. Sorry it was a mess. I've been putting this off for really a long time. You notice the shelves behind me, they're nothing special. I think they're about 30-40 bucks a piece at your local hardware store, and I don't need to get the fancy shelves, the metal shelves. That one that I have up front is the most heavy-duty shelf I need, and that's just a receiving shelf. It works. It's something I had a vision in my head to do for a long time. Took some of your feedback, so I just want to thank you. So guys, what do you think? I want to know what you think about my area here. Is it kind of what you thought it would be, or did you think it would be a little bit more professional? Sorry to disappoint, but this is what it is, and I'm just a regular guy, not a corporation. I'm just a guy with trying to get up to 1,000 items in my store, and really it's not the number or the count that I'm looking for. Really, it's trying to get up above $25,000 to $30,000 in value in my store. And I'm just like you. I'm nothing special, and I just happen to do videos, and I just happen to help people, and hopefully this will inspire you. Now, what I would say, if you are interested in having your garage set up this way, you don't have to move into a new place to do this. It's simple. Pull all of your cars out of the driveway, take everything out of your garage. I know that's a pain, it makes you cringe, but you are going to be happy that you did. Pull it all out of the garage and then set it up the best that you can. Of course, you have your personal stuff. I've got my personal stuff in some of these rafters here, and maybe you can follow me here, and you see right behind me right there, that's one of those ceiling storage units, and it extends down to like 2 or 3 feet, and you could put a whole tub in there and multiple tubs, and it holds about I I think 250 pounds. Put your personal stuff up there and it doesn't get in the way. And that's kind of what we did. So wanted to tell you about what I sold. Now, you guys know I bought this Kodak. It's like one of those slideshow carousel units from, I think it was like the 60s or 70s. What I initially did, bought it about a little over a month ago. That's when Carrie from American Arbitrage was still out here in Vegas, and we did some yard sales together. And I picked this thing up with two other really old pieces, and I bought them all for 25 bucks. I thought I got a steal on it. And then I looked at the comps, and some of the comps are going for like around 80, 90 bucks. So I thought, okay, I'll list this thing for $99.99, calculated shipping. Of course, I'm going to try on the high end. And about a week and a half goes by. I lower it to 89, nothing. I eventually lower it to $69.99, and the thing gets really nothing. It gets crickets. And we're a month in. I had this item, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to list this thing for $19.99 on an auction for 1 week and see what happens. And I wasn't expecting much, honestly, and I was just fine with cutting my losses, getting as much as I can back. And guess what happens? I'll show you. Sold for $102 on auction plus the cost of shipping. Can you believe that? 28 bids. There was a bidding war on this thing, but nobody even cared about it when I had it for $69.99. It's amazing to me, and it blows my mind sometimes. Auctions, guys, they're a very good way to implement another way to move some of these items that you have that just won't sell. And we're not talking about your $5, $10, $15 items. The item really has to have some perceived value to make it worth your while. You're not going to take a $10 item and sell it for $102. This item actually had some pretty good comps, but people just weren't either seeing the item or they weren't interested. And apparently I listed it at the right time, got the right buyers who are interested to jump on it. I put my other two pieces up on auction. I did a 3-day that's going to end on Sunday and a 7-day that's going to end here later next week. And guess what? We're going to see what happens. I put them for $9.99. See what happens. If I move them at a low price, then I move them at a low price. I've already at least tripled my money after fees if those don't even sell, or if they sell for the minimum. So I'm happy with that. So guys, what do you think? Comment down below, and of course hit that like button. That's really all I ask. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. A little different format today, but this is more of a fun video that I wanted to make for you guys. And of course, if you guys hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when I make fun videos like this, or when I do a live stream like I do usually on Mondays and Fridays. Having an environment that you can actually work in and you can create. See, the last couple places I just kind of worked with the space that I had available to me and made it work, but it was not a fun environment. It wasn't the type of workspace that I envisioned for myself. And anyone can do it. You just got to pull everything out, or if you're moving into a new place, just design it in your head and just lay it out. Spend a good day doing it. You're going to thank me when you're done, because it will motivate you to get out here and get more stuff done. And I got to tell you, this setup, I am absolutely more productive as a result, because everything just flows so much better than it did at the other place. But setting up an environment that's conducive to selling on eBay and being more productive is just another sign of how sometimes flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent weekend, and we will talk to you very soon.